Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
The political atmosphere in the country is turbulent. BJP has already pulled the plug on the Jammu Kashmir government. The opposition is trying to forge a united front against the BJP at the center. Regional parties are trying to assert themselves. And in everything of this, the man who's at the forefront in bringing all the opposition forces together is Sharad Pawar. So today we live in an environment of political distrust, social distrust. You'll see cow vigilantism, you'll see that cases are being made against people who have been expressing themselves on social media. You see mob lynchings. In your recent rally, you also said that the government, because of the government, the constitution is under threat. So do you really think that the BJP government is destroying the constitution?
You see, unfortunately, the government which is ruling today at national level in many other states like Maharashtra is the Bharatiya Janata Party. And whatever commitment which they have made, they are unable to execute. And they want anyhow to continue. And their total approach is to see that other political parties and other political forces, how one can convert into marginalized forces. And that's why their total approach is something different. Secondly, they have consistent line. Sometimes they were showing, no, they are secular, they are not going to harm to any minority sections of the country. But we have seen continuously their total ultimate efforts are to consolidate their position in the name of religious fundamentalism, communalism. And they want to consolidate certain sections of the society in the name of religion, and they want to take advantage of that. And ultimately they want to generate a sort of communal atmosphere in the country, and they have to take advantage of that atmosphere, and for that their total thrust is to how to create more communal atmosphere in India.
So when you say this, do you mean to say that this is disturbing the social fabric of the country and actually harming the values which are enshrined in the constitution?
Of course, it is, they are affecting, their total thrust is to attack social fabric of the country. And secondly, the value right from independence or after independence, the country, irrespective of party who came or leader who came in power, generally their total approach is to keep country together in the name of secularism. But now there is an onslaught on secularism, and because they do will, present leadership and party do believe in the name of secularism they don't want to keep country together, they want to keep the country together in the name of religious fundamentalism. And that's why their thrust is to, one way to assault, attack basic principle of secularism and unity of the country, and other way to consolidate their position in the name of Hindutva, and particularly try to instigate younger generation from that direction.
When you're saying all this, do you mean that this government is anti-secular?
Of course, there are so many things what we have seen in UP, for instance. Somebody was so-called carrying certain meat or anything, so in the name of cow meat, he has been assassinated. Like that, many instances we have seen in Rajasthan, we have seen in Gujarat, we have seen in UP, and who is behind that? Each and every incident, what we have seen, element behind was pro-BJP element.
So in your recent rally, you likened the situation in the country to emergency. Why did you say that?
I say that because their assault on constitution, their assault on secularism is ultimately leading that direction. I don't think that will happen because the countrymen will never digest emergency. That mistake we have done, we means Congress one, in 1975-76. The Congress leadership has realized that basic thinking which has been accepted by Indian public at large is a democratic right. And if anybody is trying to assault that basic right, then people doesn't accept that.
So, moving ahead, you have seen Narendra Modi's tenure as the Chief Minister of Gujarat. You've also seen Narendra Modi's tenure as the Prime Minister of India for the last 4 years. As a seasoned politician yourself, how do you assess these two terms?
The two things, I have seen Narendra Modi's career as a Chief Minister, and of course all of us are seeing in Chief Prime Minister. One thing, this gentleman has concentrated in Gujarat on development. National level also, on many decisions which he has taken, certain decisions which are beneficial to country. I am not against that. My worry is about that whether anybody is going to rule the country or state, and if he is unable to keep the countrymen together, and ultimately the social fabric of the society is coming in danger, that is very serious thing, and today people are feeling that type of situation.
Do you think that because of all these factors, Modi's popularity is dwindling?
I think he was a popular leader, and he was enjoying whatever the numbers which they got last election are because of him, not because of BJP other leaders. Today's leadership want to consolidate his position and in a certain section, and with that consolidation he wants to control the country's reins, and there he has succeeded, and that's why in last election BJP got under Mr. Modi more than 300 seats. But now we have seen recently in certain by-elections changes in different directions.
So, do you think that the trend will change in 2019 elections?
I think definitely, I cannot say the country as a whole will show one picture, but I honestly feel state-wise there will be definitely different picture, and that will be not favorable to BJP.
So, sir, what is the alternative as a leader yourself who has been consolidating the political parties together for an anti-BJP rally? What is a viable solution against the BJP in 2019?
In fact, we see a lot of media, a lot of people, there's a lot of write-up about some alternative, some front or anything.
Mahagathbandhan.
Or others. I don't see any possibility of that type of Mahagathbandhan or anything. There are certain, our friends, they want that, but that is not practical. My own thinking is, and my own assessment, ultimately it will be state-wise position. There might be states like Tamil Nadu. The number one party will be DMK, and other non-BJP party has to accept. If you go to Karnataka, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, you will find Punjab, the Congress will be the number one party. Or in Andhra, one has to accept the Telugu Desam will be the number one party. Or Chandrasekhar Rao will be the important factor in Telangana. All these leaders will come together because their total thrust of the election was against BJP. And that's why not to hand over the country then to the BJP, all these forces will come together and find some alternative. That I am confident.
So, what you are saying really is you are confident of a post-poll alliance against the BJP in 2019?
Accepted, exactly correct.
What role do you think the Congress will have to play in this post-poll alliance?
No, you see, those who will get a good response and more numbers, they have definitely upper hand.
Do you think that an anti-BJP front is possible without the Congress at the national level?
Why should we take negative stand about the Congress? You see, ultimately, if there is understanding on minimum agreed common program, and there is a perfect understanding to run the country show democratically, relieve secularism, I think those who will believe all this thinking, they have to come together, they will come together. And I don't say that Congress is a party which doesn't believe secularism or democracy. Congress do believe secularism. Congress fought for democracy and secularism. Mrs. Gandhi or Rajiv Gandhi has sacrificed their life for that, and such issues, they will be also major force.
So you are saying a viable alternative to BJP in 2019 post poll will definitely have Congress in it.
No, all parties together, non-BJP parties together. I don't say that whether, you see, you recollect, once in the Delhi central government, I was also leader of the Congress party for some time in the parliament. That time the Congress was having more numbers, but we supported Deve Gowda. We supported Inder Kumar Gujral.
So now that you are interestingly talking of Deve Gowda, Inder Kumar Gujral, I would like to ask you, who do you think will be the prime ministerial candidate for 2019?
I can't say that. I don't see anybody now, and my desire is that every state has to consolidate these non-BJP forces. They have to consolidate their position. They have to debate BJP, and they have to come together, sit together, and ultimately take that decision that time.
Do you think Rahul Gandhi will prove to be a good prime ministerial candidate?
I cannot say anything about any individual. Ultimately, in that time, the overwhelming majority, their acceptability is the important thing.
Sir, Rahul Bajaj had once said that Sharad Pawar could have been the best Indian prime minister that India never had. Do you think he'll be proven wrong in 2019?
No, because Sharad Pawar has always knows what is the ground level situation. Sharad Pawar and his party doesn't have a good number of members of parliaments like 40, 50, 60. Their concentration is definitely 2-3 states, but really in one state. And that state's number, one should not expect to go to that level.
So looking back at your political career, do you then repent leaving Congress when you did?
No, I mean, in fact, me and my colleagues are extremely happy. We can take our own decision. We don't want to consult each and every issue from Delhi. So we are absolutely free people, and we enjoy that situation.
Then do you repent coming back to the UPA, joining hands with the Congress again?
No, we are there. In fact, in Maharashtra, we were together for 15 years. After, when we dissolved from Congress, left the Congress, immediately after the election, within 3 months, we came together and provided a viable alternative to the people of Maharashtra. And that is not for one day, 15 years.
What kind of anti-BJP front do you envisage in Maharashtra for 2019?
You see, as on today, in Maharashtra, some of us, like NCP, Congress, Peasants and Workers' Party, some great parties, there will be possibility in certain sections from Ambedkarites. So we can work together, we can join campaign, and we can give confidence to the people of Maharashtra to provide an alternative, strong, stable, progressive government.
So you think Congress, NCP and other political forces will come together in Maharashtra against BJP?
Yeah, that is our desire, and that is the desire of Congress also, and that is the thinking in Peasants and Workers' Party also. That is my guess.
If we go to Jammu Kashmir, recently the BJP pulled the plug from the Jammu Kashmir government after being with them for 3 years, and that has drawn ire from a lot of political parties, even their own allies like Shiv Sena. What is your take on it?
What BJP has done in Gujarat with Jammu Kashmir is really a severe assault on the unity of nation. You see, Kashmir is a sensitive state, and it was a good thing that we supported, though PDP and BJP were working together. That is because we have to give confidence to the people of Jammu Kashmir. See, that countrymen, irrespective of other parties, everybody is protecting, want to protect the interests of Kashmiris and want to support the Kashmiri and Kashmiri development. This section was working together, and PDP is a major force. Now, suddenly, for the, I don't know what exactly reason, I have seen the statements of some of the BJP leaders, this was happening, that was happening, that was happening. If that was and this was happening, what they were doing for the last 4 years? Why they have not controlled? Now they are telling you we have given so much money to such and such. That itself, that thinking itself shows the arrogance. You see, I am given means who country has given, Parliament has given, not any other political party or any other individual. But we have given so much money and they have not done anything. So that type of approach is not correct, and particularly it is not at all correct for sensitive states like Jammu Kashmir.
Amit Shah has also launched an attack on the Congress, likening them to terrorists, saying that the Congress saying that certain sections of Kashmiris do want autonomy is thinking like terrorists. What do you have to say about
The
that?
simple thing, there was a statement I have seen one of the Kashmir leader, Congress leader, and he said that there are certain sections that are even thinking that direction. That type of statement made. What is the issue? What is wrong? Certain small section might be thinking in that direction, and that's why we have to see that how to satisfy this section and how they will come with the rest of the Kashmiris and keep countries together.
So it has been over a year since demonetization, and several people have spoken against it really. Government has claimed that the black money has reduced substantially, that terror has reduced substantially. How do you evaluate demonetization?
Yeah, we have seen the terror has definitely gone down, and that's why today BJP has to take decision, disassociate from PDP, and saying the PDP government is not doing anything, and the advantage is taken by these type of anti-national forces. So one way they are saying this, and one way their action is showing that something different thing has been happening in the country.
So moving on from demonetization, you are one of the very few leading politicians who use the term Hindu terror for the first time in the country. Today, anybody who uses it is termed as anti-national. What do you have to say about that?
Well, you see, that we have seen there are certain sections which are attacking non-Hindu section. We have seen certain elements. What happened now, we have seen in Kerala, in Karnataka, some of the progressive leader has been assassinated. What about Dabholkar and others?
So do you really think that Hindu terror is a real threat to the country today?
At least we have seen what happened in Kalburgi, or we have seen what happened to Dabholkar and others.
So moving ahead, the Prime Minister is seen touring the entire world. Our country has claimed that international relations have improved like never before. But at the same time, we see that our position in Myanmar, in POK, has not been quite good. Also, China has a base in Sri Lanka now. It is flexing its muscles all around us. What do you think are the failures of India's foreign policy
If you
today?
see the country and those who are around the country, I don't think the situation is very good. You see, at Manmohan Singh's time, or prior to that, definitely there were continuously efforts to cool the effort with various countrymen, including our neighboring countries. Today, everybody is looking with suspicion to us. And because that type of show, or so-called strength, somebody is trying to show to the whole world, and particularly in neighboring countries. I am happy Prime Minister is traveling throughout the world. It's a good opportunity for him to see what is happening in different countries. It's a golden opportunity for him how the democratic governments run in outside India. And we expect that he will definitely get something from that, and which will reflect in his own administration in India.
But has it really helped in our foreign policy in the last 4 years? What is your assessment?
I don't think that, except enjoying the traveling throughout India.
You think the foreign policy failures are more?
I don't say that as the foreign minister. I must say she is doing good job. She is trying to keep a good equation with many countries and trying to revive our relationship in dignified manner.
So, moving to the last question, your daughter had said in one of the interviews in the past that you are an unpredictable person. Now, that is the kind of image that you seem to have across the political spectrum in your detractors. Do you see this as a vice or a virtue? And have you really had to pay a price for it?
You see, whatever I have to take decision, I should not make a noise publicly, yes, I am going on this direction and that direction. You see, one has to take decision at a perfect time, and one has to keep mum. There are certain leaders who believe more talking. I don't believe, in fact, I was not very happy to meet you all, so let me tell you frankly. I'm
aware, sir. I've been trying for a long time.
I don't, I just try to keep away from media persons also. And that's what people do feel, including my daughter, that I'm predictable or I'm not expressing my views frankly. I do express at proper time.
Do you think you have had to pay the price for having the perception of being unpredictable?
No, I'm not worried about price. And what price, you see, my own state of people of this country has given everything to me. You don't think that person who is getting elected 14 times continuously without seeing a single defeat and participating in assembly and parliament for successively 50 years, why I shouldn't be unhappy? I'm a happiest person.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for talking to CNN News 18.
Thank you.